And there it was, 103 degrees. At 10 p.m., we found ourselves sitting in the ER at the children's hospital. When my firstborn daughter Allie was about a year and a half, we decided to take her on a trip. And what could be more fun than taking our sweet baby to the happiest place on earth, Orlando, Florida? So we booked the flights, packed our bags, and mentally prepared for a fun, relaxing, and magical trip. Spoiler alert, it turned out to be nothing like I imagined. This was Allie's first time flying on the plane. On the way to the airport, I was imagining how excited she would be, her little face lighting up, maybe giggling and clapping. That wasn't exactly how she reacted. The moment we stepped onto the plane, she looked around, not with an expression of excitement, but more like, I'm not entirely convinced this is safe. Then she pressed herself into me like a baby koala and wouldn't let go. After we got settled in our seats, my husband tried to help by gently peeling her off of me. But the second she felt herself leaving my arms, she started to whine. She had clearly decided that Mommy's lap was the only safe place in the sky. After a few tries, people started to glare at us. So we gave up. I stayed put and served as a human pillow for the next 3 hours. By the time we landed, I had lost feeling in 3 limbs and 10% confidence that this trip would turn out as fun as I thought it would be. But I reassured myself, okay, the flight might not be the most fun part, but once we get to the parks in Orlando, things will turn around. Right? Our plan was to start with the SeaWorld on day 1 and work our way to Disney World in the next couple of days. So, next morning, we marched to the SeaWorld. As we walked through the gates, Ellie reached both arms into the air and looked at me. Mommy, up! Okay. And just like that, I became the only acceptable mode of transportation for the whole day. Walk by yourself? No. Stroller? No. Daddy's arms? No. Apparently, negotiation didn't work that well with a 1-year-old. So I carried her, all 25 pounds of her, throughout the SeaWorld. We did manage to have some fun, enough to show off to our friends later. We got splashed by Shamu, watched dolphins doing gymnastics, and saw sea lions playing beach volleyball. But SeaWorld was big, like really big. By mid-afternoon, my arms and legs were shaking from being a human stroller for hours. And Allie was getting crankier than her usual self, probably from lack of napping and being overwhelmed by the excitement. At this point, a hotel bed and takeout dinner sounded more attractive than all the attractions. So we called it a day and dragged ourselves back to the hotel. I was seriously questioning myself if I had the stamina to keep up with the Iron Woman training for another day. Little did we know that a bigger surprise was waiting for us. After dinner, something seemed to be off. Allie's cheeks were blushed. I touched her forehead and realized she might have a fever. She'd never had a fever before. We thought that we were blessed with a baby that didn't get sick. I didn't even think to pack a thermometer. So my husband rushed to the nearby CVS and got one. And there it was, 103 degrees. We panicked. This was the first time in our life dealing with a baby with fever. What should we do? Here we were far away from home, away from our dear pediatrician. Where should we go? At 10 p.m., we found ourselves sitting in the ER at the children's hospital. The doctor ordered an X-ray. Thank goodness, no lung infections. It's just the flu, the doctor said. Then he sent us home with some bubblegum-flavored ibuprofen, a Mickey Mouse sticker, and told us to keep an eye on her temperature. We shuffled back to the hotel at 1 a.m. with our minds barely intact. So the rest of our trip turned into a staycation in the hotel room. Eating takeout, taking turns, checking temperature, and playing nurse. Somewhere in the middle of all these, I had a realization. Allie had never been to daycare, never been around big crowds, which was exactly why she had also never been sick before. Basically, her immune system was a rookie, totally untrained by the outside world. And yet, we marched her straight into the most congested, germ-swapping place called an airplane, with hundreds of people breathing in one small confined space. And then, we took her into one of the most crowded parks on Earth. Honestly, the shocking part wasn't that she got sick, it was that we didn't think she would. With the power of ibuprofen, Allie's fever broke in a couple of days. We could finally breathe a sigh of relief. and it was time to go home. A ton of Mickey Mouse TV we watched in the hotel room, plus the Mickey Mouse sticker from the hospital, was all the Disney we got for this trip. But that was totally fine. Honestly, I've got the best magic in the world curling up in my arms. Who needs Disney? Just like that, we concluded the first Orlando trip with our baby. Needless to say, we didn't travel by plane anymore for the next 3 years.